one of our favorite guests because he always brings you a gift. He's Rick Neuheisel, the Pac-12 Network analyst, who's ready to go with a national title song. By the way, are you going to the game tonight?
I am going to the game, my friend. And you are there in Connecticut, huh?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
And the temperature in Connecticut this fine time?
50.
50. Well, that's balmy.
Yeah. It's going to be 5. It'll be 5 tomorrow.
5 tomorrow.
But this is why you're soft, Rick, because that the weather matters to you. Doesn't matter to me.
Once again, challenging my manhood. I look forward to these times together.
But not on the golf course. I learned not to challenge your manhood on the golf course.
Go big or go home, right, Dan?
Yes. You roughed me up that day. On a great golf course, you roughed me up that day. But
when are you coming back?
I don't know. I'm ready to come back and sip and socialize.
You mean your world doesn't come to a screeching halt as the college football season closes its curtains?
No. I got a couple more weeks of NFL stuff, and then the Super Bowl, and then the Olympics.
NFL has been terrific this last weekend. College football. How about the BCS games? Have they not been all that you could ever want in college football?
I think that they've been great because we got to see some programs that maybe were under the radar against teams that we've been following all season long that we thought were good. Ohio State was supposed to be good. We rode off Clemson, Michigan State, forgot all about them. Stanford had been on our radar. Central Florida. That was what was fun is you got to see some teams that did get the spotlight and took advantage of this. Even with Alabama and Oklahoma, we had kicked Oklahoma to the curb, but you can probably speak to this as well as anybody. I always look at the team that wants to be in a bowl game as opposed to the team that has to be in a bowl game, and I think you saw that with some of these surprises.
Well, I think you're exactly right, and I think also when you make these teams underdogs, they listen to that for 3-4 weeks. And it's the easiest pregame speech a coach ever gives is, hey, these guys don't respect you. These guys don't think you belong on the same field. And when you get out there, you show them in some way, shape, or form that you do belong out there. And I think all 4 of those teams were in that category. And I think it's interesting, again, about tonight. Gus Malzahn, anybody could go into the locker room and say, hey, listen, these guys don't think that you can hang with them. Mm-hmm. And I think that's exactly what needs to happen if Auburn's going to hang around with Florida State tonight.
Well, I'm trying to figure this out because Auburn, if you want to say they're lucky to be here, fine, or the team of destiny. Florida State, I think by all accounts, everybody says they've been the best team from start to finish in college football. How does Florida State lose this game?
Well, I think it's got to be that Auburn's offense confuses them enough that they look a little bit like Missouri did in the SEC championship game. Remember now, Missouri was a really good football team.
Yep.
Missouri went through the entire season unscathed, but for a loss to South Carolina, where they actually are ahead 4th and 15 in overtime, and they've got Connor Shaw on the ropes, and he hits a touchdown pass. Then they miss a chip shot field goal. South Carolina's defense was terrific, and yet South Carolina's defense Missouri's defense was terrific, but they had no idea where the ball was when they got to the SEC championship game against Auburn, and that to me is the chance that Auburn has tonight. They've got a young quarterback in Nick Marshall that can make plays with his legs, and if he can confound them with where the ball is and then add a little downfield passing to his repertoire, I think Auburn can hang around. And if they hang around, if they get to the fourth quarter, I think everybody in that stadium and whoever's watching on television is going to go, wait a minute, they got another one up their sleeve?
Yep, I agree. The Texas job, Charlie Strong. We always say, boy, what a great hire. Pat Forty from Yahoo Sports said not a good hire because this is a guy who's got to put up with the boosters, the media. It's a whole lot different to coach at Texas than it is at Louisville. What do you think of that hire?
I agree with the assessment that it's not a head coach that's being hired there, it's a CEO. And whether Charlie will embrace that and enjoy that. To me, it's more about enjoying. I think guys can do it, but whether he enjoys it will be the question. Certainly, Charlie Strong has proven that he's a good football coach. He's proven he can recruit. It's a different area where he's going to recruit. And I think the real key to this is how quickly do the Texas high school football coaches warm to Charlie Strong.
Talking to Rick Neuheisel, Pac-12 Network analyst joining us, Dan Patrick Show. You study quarterbacks, you coached quarterbacks, and quarterbacks as they make that transition or try to the next level, just by the eye test here. Manziel, if you want to do Bridgewater, you want to do Bortles, Carr, who do you know right now that, given that the offense is going to be catered to their needs, like Manziel, who do you know is going to be successful in the NFL?
Well, I thought Blake Bortles was fantastic in the Fiesta Bowl. And I think that he's going to have a real chance to be good. But I can't take my eyes off Johnny Manziel. Say what you will about Teddy Bridgewater. His story is compelling. He certainly is a winner, and he's going to get a great chance to play. Derek Carr, I thought, took a step back when he faced an NFL-like defensive line against USC and had pressure in his face, as all NFL quarterbacks have to get comfortable with. But Manziel, to me, I think some GM is, no one's going to, it's not going to be the sexy choice because it's a hard thing to say when you don't have a lot of time throws on tape and so forth. But a guy that finds a way to make plays as often as he does with the confidence that he does, that he shows, I think he's going to be sensational. And he's as tall as Drew Brees. Stood right next to him. It's not as though his size. It's not Doug Flutie. He's 6 feet. His feet are 14 and a half. This guy has got the requisite skill set. Everybody'd like him to be 3 inches taller, but that thing with the eyes in the back of the head, that I think trumps a couple inches.
But here's the thing. When somebody is taller, they may be slower.
See how you disagree immediately. Just the tone in your voice right there.
My bad. Let me try that again. Right. I've been working on that in the new year. Yeah, I agree with you, Rick. Those are brilliant thoughts here. But here's something I'm thinking. If he's taller, probably heavier, therefore he can't be Johnny Manziel. So I take him at his size. It's like Russell Wilson. I don't care if he's not 6'5". I like what he does because he understands what he can and can't do. Manziel, I think Cleveland or Jacksonville scoops him up first round, and they cater the offense to him, and they say, here you go, here's the face of our franchise. Let's go have some fun.
See, I agree with you, Dan. See how I segued there?
Thank you, Rick.
I agree with you, Dan. The Russell Wilson point that you make is a huge one. Russell Wilson and his ability to manage the Seattle offense and to have the success that he's enjoyed, both with his arm and with his legs, is a perfect analogy. And now sprinkle in a little magic that the Manziel factor is, and not to mention the ticket sales of some of those franchises. That to me, he's going to be a top tenor, and I think that crowd base that says Johnny Manziel's coming to their franchise, they're going to go crazy.
Did you sing Born in the SEC for Gus Malzahn?
I added a little verse.
Oh, you did?
Is that okay? That I go outside the ropes of the DP show
it's fine.
Toss a little?
We co-own it. We co-wrote it. It's like the Glimmer Twins with Jagger and Richards, so I'm fine with that. I have no problem with that.
He's had such a year that we just threw a little something in there.
I'm fine with that.
And a guy, out of work like I am, I'm scratching. I'm scratching.
Well, don't do it in public. Okay,
enough.
Are you ready for your national title game? What is the title of the national title song?
This took some incredible thought, but we're going to give it a shot. This is a song by Eric Church. It's Over When It's Over.
Big country star.
Big country star and a college football fan. I'm told he's an Appalachian State fan. By the way, before we jump to the phone, let's not forget our friends from North Dakota State, the FCS champions.
The Bison.
The Bison get it done, and also a little shout-out to Towson University. I lived right next to it when I was there with the Ravens, and a great year for Towson.
All right, here we are. National title song. Rick Neuheisel going to put the phone down, pick up the guitar, and lift your spirits.
It's over when it's over. I think I'm still in shock. Remember Clemson, Georgia, watching Tigers rub the rock. The season goes so quickly, it really is a blur. But as we reminisce, here's some memories that endure. Johnny Football, we've seen that act before. But his closing ceremony left us begging him for more. And how about Sparty? How about that Rose Bowl scene? You're not just environmental when you say you're going green. And was there anything more classy than Mac flashing hook 'em one more time? It's just over when it's over, another year is gone. Congrats to Jimbo Fisher, the same to Gus Malzahn. Oklahoma wins the sugar, Bob Stoops can breathe easy. He backed up all that smack talk, all about the SEC. And as the final curtain falls on our dear old BCS, we acknowledge all the stars who continue to impress. Famous Jameis, Clemson and Dabo, the Golden Knight Fiesta, hell, they put on quite a show. And how about that Iron Bowl? How about that big return? It ain't Bama to Atlanta, it's War Eagle, it's Auburn. And now they come to Pasadena to take on the Seminole Chop. It's over, tears are in our eyes. We miss the wild endings, we'll miss the sheer surprise. Wish we could do it over, turn it back to the beginning. Give our favorites one more chance, there's no question they'd be winning. If your favorite is War Eagle or the Knolls of FSU, tip a glass to college football as the stage is set for you. Yeah, it's over when it's over, yes, there will be some malaise. But cheer up, 'cause we kick off in 234 more days. DP, my brother, Happy New Year.
Enjoy the game, Rick. Thank you, buddy.
I'll do it, my friend.
I'll see you soon.
I can't wait.
All right, that's Rick Neuheisel, Pac-12 network analyst.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.